If you've started looking through the content in this module already, you probably have a pretty good idea of what design thinking is in terms of the phases and the approach, right? We've got a great text that's going to kind of talk through the process with us. We've got a lot of links throughout the course. I'm going to be highlighting some of the most prominent firms and organizations doing work in this space. So you'll see me linked to content from IDEO, which started out of the Stanford D School or Design School. I'm also going to be referencing the Interaction Design Federation. And as a result of IDEO starting at Stanford, there's a lot of great work happening in the design space coming out of Stanford. So I will reference these kind of core groups on a regular basis and include some other consulting firms and organizations doing great work in this space as well. But really what I want to talk about right now in terms of what is design thinking is really thinking through what does design mean? So in the syllabus to kick off, I kind of use this description to say, well, for a long time, we've thought of design as really the aesthetics of something we're producing, right? Does it catch our eye? Does it have that sort of Zen feeling, right? But that is not all design is. Increasingly, as we use products and services to interact with the world, design becomes not just about how these things look, but really about the value it creates for us as the user, right? So our concept of design in this course and what you're going to be working on as a designer is not necessarily just aesthetic in nature. It's really about uncovering those needs, understanding what users are facing, some of the things that light them up, some of the things that frustrate them, some of the side shortcuts and things they'll do throughout the day just to get by, right? And those are the things you want to pick up on. And that's going to require you really to be a bit like an investigator, right? So as you think about your role as a designer in this course, absolutely consider yourself as being creative and working on cool, interesting things that look beautiful. That will be great. Art is a critical component to design. But we also want to consider the usability, the user experience, how we actually interact with something and how it makes us feel. And does it actually make our lives a little bit easier? So to do that, you really have to be, again, like an investigator. Soon we'll be talking about a concept called Gemba. And if you've taken a class with me, you've heard me talk about this before. Gemba is a Japanese term which means the actual place. So for you to really investigate and understand the opportunities in terms of design, you have to go to the place where that work is happening, where that product or service is being delivered. You need to see it. You need to hear from users. You need to experience it yourself, because that is going to help you determine where and how to design something that actually creates value for your user. So with that, really start thinking again about what does design mean to me? Where can I really start to uncover, dig into the details, and start thinking through what opportunities exist to make someone's life easier? Is it your life? Is it someone you work with? Is it a customer that you provide for, a patient in your facility? It can be any of these things. Start to think about also, as you think about these opportunities and how you interact with your world and opportunities for design around you, is what lights you up. We all have one of those topics where we can get started talking on it and then it seems like we lose track of time, right? We can feel our energy level jump. You want to try to find something too that's going to give you that kind of spike, that energy boost, right? Because when you have that, it's going to come across to the folks that you're working with, and it's going to help them feel more comfortable in coming up with ideas and sharing some things that they may not share with other folks, right? You want to kind of demonstrate that you care about what you're working on, and you really want to use the insight of those people that you're working with to design something really cool. People resonate with that, and it's going to help you have a really enjoyable experience throughout this course.